This is a package that has got Gary and Naomi written on the front that I put together, and I sent out about 25 of these over Christmas. Before Christmas, don't mind me opening your mail. First, here's my Christmas letter. This is enfolding everything inside. And it's, as you can see, 3 paragraphs long, and it's got the picture of the wise men and the nativity scene. And basically what I do in the introduction to the letter is tell everybody what's inside the package. And say, I say, we've had an unprecedented year, and I want to just communicate some thoughts. And so on the back and on the other 2 pages of this, I give a bit of a summary of what's gone on in 2020 and how America is gradually losing its freedoms, and that it's not necessary, but what we can do as Christians to make the best of it. And one of the things I mentioned in the letter is this DVD, which is it's called Genetic Roulette, and it's produced by world-renowned Jeffrey Smith, who's the leading authority on genetically modified food. And I just got an email from my brother a couple nights ago saying that he got my package and he watched this, and he was really influenced and enlightened by the information in this. And he said, fortunately, in his house, they haven't been eating very much in the way of genetically modified food to begin with. But he was glad to get that information. One of the reasons I put this in the package is because of what's gone on now. And so I also put in here a little package. As you know, I've written a little brochure. It's called a zine, or a mini magazine, and it's called COVID-19 Vaccine Caution. And the connection between these two is that this one is, we've got like 40 years of experience with genetically modified food. We have no experience with genetically modified vaccines. It's totally new technology. So what I'm trying to make the connection with people is so that they can make an intelligent decision on whether they want to get the vaccine, which is not mandatory now, but it may be in the near future. They can see what's gone on with this and how, genetically modifying seed, which promised to make great improvements and improve agriculture, has caused more problems by far than what it solved. And now that we don't know what is in store in the future and how this could also impact us, whereas food, you take it into your digestion, and your digestion does a great job at eliminating toxins. When you are injected with the vaccine, it's going directly into your body, and it's not filtered through your digestion to try and reduce the toxic effect on you. And so now we're seeing, especially with the Moderna, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, vaccine, we're seeing allergic reactions, which is exactly what I predicted would happen in this thing before it happened. And I'm no prophet, it's just obvious that when you're putting foreign substances in your body that your body can't recognize because these substances aren't found in nature, they're genetically modified, they're totally foreign, your body is going to react as though they are toxins and they're allergic. And so you're going to get an allergic reaction, especially if you're already prone to allergic reactions. So a word to the wise, think twice, even when it becomes mandatory. And I think there's going to be quite a few people in the workforce that are going to have to make some hard decisions in the next days and months.
Especially those in medical lines.
Yeah.
Would charcoal even get it out of your system?
No, it's directly injected into your muscle.
Yeah.
Now, charcoal might help you.
Well, I think of the verse in Matthew. Christians need to just trust the Lord for everything. He talks about how he provides for every one of us.
Yeah.
And how, we cannot add any numbers to our days, so stop worrying about it. Like, don't worry about things you can't control. Just trust the Lord for what you need, and don't do stupid things like take vaccines that you don't know anything about.
That have
That are
never,
from the government. You
there's
don't do
no, there's no scientific long-term studies.
Common sense. Just
Even
don't
with
take it.
common vaccines, you know, today, they have long-term studies before they're released on the
Well, look
market.
at us, God.
Faith and, you know,
Common sense.
careful, sensible application of the laws of health.
Yes.
Absolutely. Just do what the
Okay,
Bible
here's
says.
another thing I put in the package. This has got the Christmas story and it's got the nativity scene on the front. This is just a bookmark. And it's the Christmas story from the book of Luke, chapter 2. And then this is actually 90% of the book of Revelation with just a little bit of commentary, because what I am encouraging people to do is, you know, my friends and my neighbors, is to get out the book of Revelation, because it's the end time roadmap. And Ellen White makes a statement that Revelation and of course the apocalyptic prophecies of Daniel are going to explain themselves by their fulfillment. How are people going to know that they're being fulfilled unless we put this in their hands and say, read it? Because it's happening in front of your eyes. And so in my letter introducing, you know, all this to them, that's what I'm trying to encourage them to do is. And so there's very little commentary in here. It's basically the book of Revelation, 90% of it.
How could you get it all in there?
Right. It looks very skinny.
It's only like 7 pages long. It's not in really fine print, but the print is not large. And it's not the entire book. Like I say, it's 90%, but that's all it takes.
Our neighbor is an apostolic pastor. How would it be if we gave the whole thing to him?
Sure, yeah. So that's my pitch, and I'm just, you know, I'm no one special. I did this all really cheap with basic stuff. Gary loaned me the laminator, which is like $200 new, but other than that, almost everyone has a printer and a computer. You can do everything I've done here, basically, including copy this. I got permission from Jeffrey Smith's organization, which is called Institute for Responsible Technology. He gave me permission to run them all off, as long as I acknowledge the source. So 25 people have this now, and you know, they can do what
Better
they.
start sending that to all the hospitals for all the nurses and doctors before they make their decision.
Well, I hope it
They
goes.
don't have a choice.
Yeah, I don't think they're given much of a choice, are they? Because
No,
they're
they
saying
can't.
they're the example
No,
that they
they
should.
can turn it down right now.
But they're putting pressure on them.
But they're putting tremendous pressure, and it's getting worse. You know, the BBC used to be the premier news agency around the world for unbiased, truthful reporting. And in the last 5 years, I've seen it turn into a propaganda machine. That's where we are today.
Well, let me tell you what I see.
Yet it's I think it's the best one out there yet.
And it's still one of the best, but they have
Yeah.
become a COVID propaganda machine. They've
Well, what
got
I
little
see
clips,
is-
you know, these little news clips of people saying, you have got blood on your hands because you didn't wear a mask.